Do you love to learn new techniques for your paper crafting? This video has two techniques for you using embossing folders, and you'll be able to use them for your junk journals, for scrapbooking, for your card making, all your paper crafting needs. But it's gonna be fun, so I've got two for you. Come on in, my crafty friends. I'm Dawn, creator, Dee Creates Crafts, and this is the channel for simple cards, duplicatable projects, and helpful hints. You'll be able to make a project just from watching one of my videos. The minute I stop, you'll be able to make it. Are you ready to create some crafts? Come on in. I'm going to turn the camera down now. So get ready. There I go. Even you up. Looking pretty even, I think so. Slide this and we're good to go. Okay, what you're seeing in front of you right now are ink spots. They're full size, they're like the full size ink pads, but they're spots. They're like 1 inch by 1 inch and all different colors. These are the brights. You get this assortment, so 8 of these in one fell kit grouping, and I'll put the ordering link below. We are gonna play with this color today, the Flirty Flamingo, and I did find these smaller cubes were easier to use than the full-size ink. You'll see why. The full size to me was just not quite as simple. So let me share with you some of the techniques with the embossing folders. I'm gonna show you how to add color, but in 2 different ways. One, the color will go on the background with your image being raised and white looking. And this particular one, I did the technique and then die cut it to make it more of an embellishment. This one, same thing, the color went into the background and I've got my musical notes popped up. And then this one, I actually used 2 embossing folders. This one, I don't know if you can see, is the gingham. And this one literally has these pretty vines. So I cut it at an angle and literally used 2. And then last but not least, I thought this was so pretty. I used 2 different ink colors, but it picked up the raised part, which is your part 2, your technique 2, versus the background. So we're gonna play with all that today. I wanna show you how to do both sides, the raised part and then the background part. So for this first part, we're just gonna cut out our moving parts. So cut you a base. I'm using white, 8.5 by 5.5, score at 4 1/4. Then, because I chose this ink spot, I'm gonna get all matchy-matchy on you, and we're gonna cut a layer of Flirty Flamingo at 5 1/4 by 3. Then a second piece, same color, a strip, 5 1/4 by 1 inch. So you'll have both of these with your base. And then for our technique, I want you to cut 2 white layers. And these are gonna be 2 3/4 by 5. And you're gonna use 1 for each of the 2 techniques. What you think so far? Get your pieces ready? All right, the reason I do Dee Creates Crafts channel is to 1, introduce you to me. 2, introduce you to Stampin' Up! Products. And 3, I want to show you how to use the products you've already ordered and you're ordering as we speak from me. You'll get free gifts when you order from me, and your ordering helps support this channel, which thank you for those of you that already do. And I hope you're enjoying your free gifts. I'll put info how to get free stuff in the description section as well. Are you ready for your step 2? We are going to just make some little decorations to go along with our card. So I just wanted to demo this easy little baby cut and emboss machine and show you how simple. This is so portable. You could take this on vacation with you, and I have done that. If you go with couples, another couple, and my bestie and I, the 4 of us, will travel together, and she and I do bring our crafting supplies. If for nothing else, when it rains. So I am using the layering circle dies, just a whole bunch of circles, and then in different sizes, and they also have scalloped edges. So this is gonna be the white one. Run it through, and this will do our sentiment on, and it's gonna layer on top of the color just like that. Now I'm gonna use the same machine to do our technique. So let me switch out my plates. Now this is just a free tip, you guys. You see how one plate is very loved and used and this one not so much. I literally, this says cut, and that has a T for top. I literally only use one, whether it be my full-size machine over there off camera or my little baby machine. The one and only one stays on the bottom, and it's always my cutting plate. And then there's a top plate. And then you flip them and you flip them and you rotate them, but not on top of each other. Just flip them this way to keep them nice and straight so they don't get all bendy on you. You know what I'm talking about? So this one, I am gonna use the embossing number 3 and die cutting. I've got another, is that both my plates? I think I've got my plates. All right, where's my little baby? Here it is right here. A little too organized where I've got everything right in a row, all my little eggs. This is the Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders. There's 2. And you see how skinny this is? They're not full size, they're skinny, but they will go through this travel size thingamabobby, your little cut and emboss machine. Should I show you both pieces? I don't think I'll show you yet. We'll work on our technique first, and then we'll play. Now let me set this aside as well. With the technique, let's do the first one first, which we're gonna actually use for both techniques, both sides of this, but the first one, we're gonna use the top side, and this is the embossing side, which has the raised image. And how are you gonna know that? Usually look for the Stampin' Up! Label, and that's what I call the top. So this is the part we're gonna treat first. And what I did was with my chamois, which I used to clean my stamps, I'm just gonna dampen up, very easy, look, it dampens the whole thing, the top of my embossing folder. Then what we're gonna do is come in with our ink, here she be. And I just went back and forth, even strokes, even pressure, as best as humanly possible. And you can see it's covering the, what would we call that? The underside. And then let's put this. The secret, part of the secret to success is try not to move your paper once you lay it onto that ink. And let me see with my folders. I'm gonna move this for a hot minute because this does not move as much when I don't have a piece of paper. See what I mean, Jelly Bean? And you can see the size of the machine in proportion with my hand. So here's my hand holding it. Here's my hand this way. And you can see, and then these fold up for easy carrying and easy storage. All right, now, for the beauty of it all, look. Gorgeous, right? So that's our first technique. And then what we want to do is clean this before we do our next technique. So come in, I just use my chamois because it's right here. But you guys, you can also go to your kitchen sink and just run it under some tap water and the ink just flows right off of it, which is lovely and so simple. I will tell you, I have not used it on a porcelain sink, only, here it is, only the, you know, like the metal sinks. So I'm gonna dampen up now the reverse side, the side that does not have the Stampin' Up! Label. So let me dampen that up. And if you don't have a chamois like me, you can use a little spritzer bottle and just dampen it up with some water. I like to dampen it before I add the ink. I'm gonna dampen it a little more. And I'm gonna show you where one of my samples, whoa Nelly, let me get that. Method to my madness, whether I have the, hang on, let me think. Can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Okay, now we're gonna run it through again. And the little plates are labeled. This says for embossing folder, and it depends. With your embossing folders, there's 3D embossing, there's other kinds of embossing, but there's plates for all that. I think I got 4 plates, maybe 5, I can't remember. I might be counting the little rubber pad. Okay, check it out. Here is the raised portion without the background. So I'm gonna wipe that off again, and it just wipes right off. If you got you a little chamois, you could do that too. And I think if you watch my videos, you're gonna laugh at this. You know, for somebody that stamps, I do not like getting ink on my hands. So I've cracked the code where I get my hands wet and then come back with one of these microfiber cloths. Oh, it gets the ink off my fingers. I'm so thrilled because really, 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 I have even used like soap and water. I tried nail polish remover. I tried rubbing alcohol, and it just felt like nothing worked. By accident, I used that little baby chamois, and it worked like a charm. I'm bringing in all my moving parts so we can do some assembly together. So your step 3 was your actual technique, where depending on the side, your embossed side, the raised, we get the raised effect, as if it's almost as if we've used white ink or white embossing powder, but we did not. And then this is the opposite. So you can see both are beautiful, but very different, but using the exact same embossing folder, exact same ink, everything was the same. Do you have a favorite? I do. You tell me your favorite in the comment section, and then before the end of the video, I'll tell you my favorite. All right, now we're gonna make a card with that. And let me show you, there was one of these I had the thought about, and I can't, oh, yeah, that was it. It's this one. Did I cover it up? I must have put it away, but it was this one that I did the ink, and then I came back and spritzed with the water bottle. You see those little spots? Very pretty. And I've got another one, and I haven't a clue where I put it, but it's got that spritzed look, and it almost looks like it was done with photography. It really gave a cool effect. So the reason I'm telling you all this is I want you to play. I want you to play with it and experiment with different colors and experiment with different embossing folders, cut it out like embellishments, and either do the emboss side or deboss side, and then make it your own, own it. So let's do some assembly required. Are you having fun, you guys? Have you learned something? Go like this, boop, and hit the like button. And that will tell YouTube that you want other crafters to find Dee Dee Creates Crafts. And I appreciate that. And hopefully they will too, hopefully. All right, so I've got my layer. I can either use this little pretty, or I can use this little pretty. I'm using this one. Have you figured out what my favorite is yet? Shh, that one's it. Oh my goodness, I know. I gotta tell you another funny I discovered about myself making some videos. I've discovered if it's a favorite technique of mine, do you know what I tend to do? I make more samples. Otherwise, I may just have 1, maybe 2 samples for you where, oh my, you saw how many cards I have right there. I was pretty tickled and having a good time and just getting a little bit carried away in a good way with playing with this technique. So I kind of told on myself, and I thought, I just gotta tell my crafty friends what I've discovered about myself is without even knowing it, you'll be able to guess. So you're gonna have to tell me in the future if you see it, where you'll know if and which techniques or fun folds, what have you, are my favorites. I'm gonna put that to that side and this to this side, but before we hear that down, I am gonna tie some ribbon around it. Because I've had some of you tell me, and it got me so tickled. You told me with love, you were not criticizing. You told me I tend to, with my cards, use both ribbon and bling at the same time. And I gotta tell you, I didn't notice that I do that. So I got so tickled that you noticed and that you mentioned it, because then I got tickled and I thought, oh, it's true, I do that. I do that. So do you have some little things like that that you, look, that you do that maybe it took you a minute to recognize that you do? I don't know, that just got me so tickled. All right, this is a baby glue dot. I think my full-size glue dots are in my classroom that way. I should do us, okay, that's not cute, but look, now it's cute, it's bling. One day I'll do a baby tour of my craft room and my recording studio, but it'll be short. There's only 2 rooms, which not only, I'm very blessed, but we finished our basement so that I could have a craft room. And even if I didn't do videos, if I did not do Stampin' Up, I would still want a craft room because it's my hobby, it's my passion, it's my love. So I would like space for it, but there's this precious girl, Kathy, I want to say Zwinkle. She's on YouTube as well, and she calls it her craft/dining room. So, and you guys, she's really good, like really good, and has a following, really good. So she, it just goes to prove the point. You don't have to have designated space for your crafting. You just make it happen because you love it. All right, so I'm gonna adhere that down, move it over, and that down. Okay, I had to see where it was gonna go. And then I did pre-stamp the circles that I demoed for you. And I know you know how to die cut. The sole reason I demoed die cutting was I wanted to show off the Mini Cut Emboss machine because I want you to fall in love with it, or I want it to meet a need for you. If you travel, if you RV, if you camp, you will, it's so portable. You'll totally use it. All right, there I go. So now I'm gonna put this towards the fold. So the main thing with this part is make sure you've got your ribbon attached around to the underneath side before, okay, that's looking like a hot mess. Look, I don't like that. See if I can push it, and I'm not sure I can. It might be too late. It's a little too late. Okay, what? I'm gonna have to live with it, and we're gonna say that's why it's handmade. We're not supposed to be perfectionists, but I might have some tendencies. Shh, again, don't tell anybody. All right, I think this one I'll do, good grief, Charlie Brown, I'll do it like that. I'll make sure that's more lined up, so maybe it'll take the focus off that hot mess right there. Usually, and this is why I love glue, is it gives you a little time, a little wiggle room to move it around, but I think I was so focused on getting it adhered down for my ribbon that I lost my window of opportunity, you know? All right, I usually only use 3 dimensionals for circles, but this is a big circle, so I'm gonna use 5. I always feel proud of myself when I use 3 because I'm like, oh, I saved. I'm gonna put it over here. You know I love off-centered. Now this is the cutest, hip hip hooray. How cute is that? Graduation, birthday. Here's the stamp set, good feelings. And look how big these sentiments are. They could be the focal point of your card. I just thought they were so fun. So I did that one. I don't know if I want a bow, but let's definitely come in with some bling. This is the 2021-2023 in color Opal rounds. Now you can tell those are a favorite. I've loved on them, haven't I? So I found where my missing little green guy goes. And I've noticed with this that the pink right here tends to blend with that peach, don't you think? So I'm gonna put that, ooh, that looks good there. Yeah, I think I have enough pink that I could do 3. I was debating about 1, but let's do 3. Yeah, we're gonna put 1, I'm gonna put it there because that looks like a mistake. Like a little, not even a splotch, a little scrape of, 1, 2, 3, let's put that, put it here, put it here. Oh my stars, make a decision, Dawn Davis. Okay, so this one is done. and I'll bring back the two techniques. I'm gonna put one on both sides. Let me reverse it just so it's not side by side to share with you. Now remember, when you're ordering, to use the host code, and you can get my free card kits, for the October card kits, absolutely free with an order of 30 or more. And what do you think? Have you subscribed yet? Did you fall in love with me? Did you fall in love with some crafty ideas? I want you to hit subscribe while you're thinking about it, because you'll be able to find me again. I've done that. I've looked at videos, whether it be an exercise video, a news video, crafty video, and I go to find it again. And unless I've subscribed, I can't find it. Oh, it's so frustrating, don't you think? So tell me in the comment section. What do you think? Are you going to try this technique? And do you have a favorite side? Is it the top side or bottom side? The emboss side or the deboss side? What do you think? Do you have a favorite? I am going to turn the camera up now so we can say goodbye. And I'm going to show you these one more time. These cards. Is that upside down? It is. And I added a little, you can see some pattern paper there. I think they're all upside down, so I'm gonna flip them. Cute, huh? See what I mean? How many I made, how many samples? It's because I fell in love. All right, and monochromatic, I think I will add a bow right there. I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna experiment with the bow. What? All right, thank you so much for watching this video today. And remember the 3 things. Remember to like the video, remember to subscribe, and this time I want you to remember to go look at the playlist called Techniques. I've got some more techniques for you. Different ones, not just with embossing folders, but I think you'll use them in your scrapbooking. I think you'll use them for your junk journals and definitely in card making. So let me know what you think, but go find you another video in that playlist called Techniques. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you again real soon. Bye now.